And we are back, and I still feel like crap. Squirrel. Probably not going to be a very long video, but we got some more sun today, so we got at least do some riding, right? So I've been getting ready to go back to Idaho. Trying to take the Jeep. That's been a mess, with just different stuff. Sat for a long time, so the interior got pretty wrecked. Got on the bike again. Some of you guys asked me, said, hey, you know, after your wreck, are you gonna take up riding again? And
or you can quit. That spin was hell. It would have shook me up. And you have a confidence problem. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and blow sunshine on Lieutenant. A good pilot is compelled to always evaluate what's happened so he can apply what he's learned. Up there, we gotta push it. That's our job. It's your option, Lieutenant. It's all yours.
I just really wasn't sure, because when I wrecked, I didn't have a helmet on. So, I mean, it hurt. I had a concussion. I don't know how major or mild, probably pretty mild. And then I twisted my right leg really bad. I mean, I was super stiff. I wasn't able to do anything with it for a while. Stuff like that. It was pretty low speed crash, just was loose gravel and no helmet, you know, bad combo. I know some of you asked me for the footage of it. I don't have any because all my footage is obviously on the camera. But I was able to recreate some of the footage using the modern wonders of computer technology. So I will splice that in.
Boom! Headshot!
Ah! 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 I don't know, there for a while. Originally I bought this bike back to Oregon. I was going to sell it. I'm really not so sure now. I don't know. I mean, I've been looking at bikes and stuff. They're all expensive, you know. I was into this one.
This is absolutely fascinating.
I don't know, I wish I would have been into it just a little bit cheaper, but I actually don't really have any complaints with it.
My boy, we're pilgrims in an unholy land.
You have to pay off Travis there. Alright, so we ain't got nobody behind us. We can just relax and take it easy. I remember that parking lot. It's where I learned to drive, and then I took my sister in there and she ran the Jeep into one of those poles, and then we never did tell anybody. We just left.
Oh!
I don't think it did anything to the pole. I think she just like barely ran it in. I think I was screaming at her enough when she ran up on the curb that by the time it hit the pole, it like just barely touched. We'll just roll around. I'm sure they don't want my kind back in here. So maybe if we get lucky, we can lay it down on the squares here. actually, there's a path back here we get on with the bike, but I don't think that'd go real well. Kid's like half the size of the dog trying to walk the dog. I used to work for a movie theater for off and on for a while. Kind of like seasonally, I guess. I remember one time we were working Christmas Day and we had this lady come in and she's like, she came in late, right? So she wanted into the theater to sit with her family and the theater was like sold out, you know, or like 99% full. So she comes in and she's like, yeah, you gotta get it so I can sit with my family. And I'm like, well, if we have somebody with a disability or something like that, I can move some people out of disabled seating and kind of, you know, put things together that way. See, this is what happens when there's not enough weight. The light just auto-tripped on its own. Anyways, back to the story. And the lady looks at me and she goes, well, disability, she goes, I wear glasses and my son has asthma or something like that. And I was like, I just started cracking up. And she's like, that's not funny. She's like, you're laughing at me or whatever. She's like, why is that funny? She's like, why is my disability funny? And I was just like, have a Merry Christmas, ma'am. Like, upper part of the theater. I think it's up here, but I don't know, so we're just going to try it. Cinetopia. Got the bricks that are, you know, when it's wet. This is prime bike laydown territory. For some reason, this place looks a lot cooler in your memory than it is freaking just riding up to it. But just little experiences like that. I remember one time we went through and cleaned this theater and we found this little doll, like this little hand-stitched doll, and it smelled like barf. It was just awful smelling, and we threw it away. I want to go left. I don't know what happens if we go left. Might hit the end of the world and fall off. You know, the Earth's square, so anything's possible. Anyways, so we threw this doll away. And my manager comes back and she's like, did you guys see a doll that fits this such and such description? And I was like, yeah, we threw it away. It was, you know, gross. And she's like, let me see the trash. And she just reached in like her arm, like a, you know, suit jacket, and just like pulled this thing from the depths of like death. And she's like, you will tell no one ever. And then I vowed to tell no one ever, and then I broke the vow when I told you. So yeah, this is eventually going to take us up by Bob Landfear's.
We will not be held responsible for any impairments or damage caused to you from excessive exposure to this